Hi, I'm Brian Wong. I'm a senior reviews editor here at Edmunds.
My name is Kurt. I'm the senior vehicle test editor here at Edmunds.
I'm Jonathan O'Fallon. I am director of vehicle testing for Edmunds.
I'm Reese Counts. I'm vehicle test editor at Edmunds.
Alistair Weaver, editor-in-chief, and I got to race the GT500.
I did not race the GT500, but I'm here to make a video about it. What about the GT500 again?
We're selling it.
No, we're not.
We are.
No, we're not.
We really are gonna sell it.
Well, then I'm really leaving.
We're still selling it.
Nope, keeping it. Where to begin with the Shelby? So we got it in January of 2020, and that was, we had big plans for it when we bought it, and then, you know, the world happened.
Hello.
And then we didn't have big plans for it, but we kept it for long enough, and then we had big plans for it once more, and since then, it's been in a ton of drag races, U-Drag races, track days, you name it. It is a absolutely beloved member of our long-term fleet. It was the first vehicle I actually got to drive when I started here at Edmunds, so it holds a really special place in my heart. To be honest, I don't feel completely qualified to be the one to say goodbye to this car, so I'm going to introduce you to a few of my friends who should have great things to say about it, because to me, the Shelby is probably the most loved long-termer we've ever had in the Edmunds fleet.
It makes you giddy. The amount of acceleration and just performance, grip, turning, everything that it has, and the sounds that come with it.
That engine, I mean, like, nothing kind of feels like that car.
I don't think I've driven another car which is so easy to have fun with on a circuit.
My first reaction to buying one was, why? Actually, to be quite honest, when I first heard of it, I thought it was over the top. I just thought it was kind of out there. I wasn't sure what we were gonna do with it.
Edmunds has a history of owning several Mustangs, and obviously the Shelby is a little bit different, but we wanted to balance our long-term test fleet and really offer something for everyone, so we thought it'd be a great addition.
I was told we were purchasing it during my interview process. So this was something I was excited about going into it. 700 and some odd horsepower in a Mustang. It's gonna be awesome.
When I found out we were buying a GT500, I got excited, and then I found out it was orange. So I was less excited.
It's a Shelby GT500, right? So there's no point having it in an understated color. I mean, have you heard it?
I wouldn't have gotten orange.
I love the orange.
I think it looks better in like that kind of silverish color.
For something like that, I'd prefer like a silver.
Silver is boring. And I say that owning a silver car. The Mustang deserves better.
I think it's a great color. I'm happy with my choice. Our choice. Our choice, not my choice. Our choice.
Our choice.
Our choice that might have been steered by me.
I think the styling of it looks pretty good. Again, just a little too aggressive, but the styling sort of matches the performance. You know, the car makes over 700 horsepower, so it's gonna look a little wild. I mean, that you say those specs out loud and it's like, well, yeah, of course it looks like that. I'm actually really happy we bought it because we found a good use for it.
U-Drags was really dreamt up because we ran the GT500 in drag races. It wasn't performing well, and we just said, honestly, this undersells the car. It undersells what it's all about. And the way that it brakes, the way that it goes around a corner is so much better than pretty much every other so-called muscle car out there. And so the U-Drags format plays much more to the GT500 strengths and actually plays to cars that are proper all-rounders, not just quick in a straight line.
Do you have a favorite race or U-Drags matchup that you drove it in?
I think it's probably the obvious one. The one that I was in was raced against the Black Ghost.
3, 2, 1.
Equal start, but he's gone. Oh man, that never gets old.
It was just so interesting to see how much of a gap the GT500, despite having less horsepower than the Black Ghost, managed to pull out in that race. It wasn't even like the cars were in the same league, despite the Black Ghost seeming like stiff competition on paper for that car.
Favorite U-Drag race with the GT500? I feel like I'm in court and you're pulling up like, all right, we're gonna show Exhibit A over here. Maybe the Cadillac CT5 Blackwing, one of the first U-Drags we ever did. The Shelby's always been a troublesome car to launch, and if I remember right, it was particularly cold on that morning.
2, 1, go.
Oh no, he got a good launch. No left shift,
These cars sound amazing.
Holy Listen crap, to that car's fast.
Yeah! Look at that speed! Woo!
Yeah, still a good one.
I think getting passed by a GT500 is a great experience because you get to hear how loud it is.
The sound of that V8 is so good at full throttle. It's all you hear. You hear that supercharger noise, feeling that, and just passing the other car. Yeah, man, it's all joy.
It's so loud. It sounds like it's ripping the air in half. And so even though it means I'm losing, it's a cool experience.
And like seeing the Shelby like reel in the Cadillac is so exciting. I mean, it's exciting in any race, but yeah, man, it just felt good.
5, 4, 3,
This was a good day at the office.
1.
A rubbish start.
Oh, I got a bad start.
I was really annoyed with myself at that start because I forgot about the pause. Hit the apex for once.
The sports car.
Hard driving face.
Come on. Goodbye, Mr. Challenger. Despite the dodgy start.
Easy win. The Shelby is different from the Challenger in that it really looks and sounds like a muscle car, but it behaves like a sports car. If you were to be blindfolded, you'd be hard pressed to guess that you were in a Shelby because it's so sharp and it's so tight, the way that the controls operate, the transmission shifts, the amount of grip that you have from those Cup 2 tires. It's about as far from a muscle car driving experience as you can get, yet you have this thing that looks undeniably muscle car and sounds undeniably muscle car.
The best way that I found to launch the car was to not use the launch control. And that's to just feed the power in, kind of power brake it, so that's left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas. Bring the revs up to 12, 1500 and then just feed the power in. Launch control tended to put too much power onto the rear wheels and it would bog because traction control would come in and stop it.
3, 2, 1.
God damn that launch, man. Criminal. Go, 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 go. Oh, man. I want to do that race over again. It makes me mad because the car just didn't get a good enough launch. That's probably when I should have tried to not use launch control on that car and tried to get it away with pure skill. Everything I tried to do, like you do a burnout of sorts, basically, like a big brake stand to get the tires really hot, it still didn't matter because there's too much power for a rear drive car on an untreated surface. To be helpful to the car, to not be so mean, under wide open throttle, I did sneak a little race gas into it. I did that during track days as well, just to be nice to the engine. But yeah, it's still, that only helps once it's hooked up.
Right, just to be nice, not to go faster.
No, that would have nothing to do with going faster. It's a big, heavy, fast car, so it's just gonna take some maintenance. I think it can be a little deceiving because it is a Ford and it is a Mustang, so you might just assume that it's just a regular maintenance process and prices are pretty normal. They're not. I think oil changes on this car were $230 a piece. It takes 12 quarts of oil and it's a special synthetic oil, so if you do take it to a Ford dealership to keep your warranty up or because you just don't want to do it yourself, it gets to be pretty expensive. If you're going to use the car like we did, running drag races, U-Drags, doing track days, you have to use kind of the heavy duty or the accelerated maintenance cycle. So that's rear end servicing is pushed forward, transmission servicing is pushed forward, oil changes are pushed forward, and that makes it not as cost effective as I think a lot of people might assume just because it's a Mustang. But again, if you buy a car like this, it's pay to play. The GT500 is very much a specialized car, so you need a specialized tech to work on it. We live in LA, so we've got a lot of Ford dealerships to choose from. Even so, most Ford dealerships might have one Shelby tech, and so you bring your car in, you're probably going to take a ride home. In my case, I walked home a lot because I would just leave the car for almost a week. I think just the most unexpected thing is like just how long the service times were. And it isn't because there's anything particularly wrong with the car. It's just because there aren't a lot of techs qualified or certified to work on the car. Sometimes even a basic oil change is 48 hours.
To find out more about our journey with the Shelby or any of the other vehicles in the Edmunds long-term fleet, head over to our long-term blog. You'll find the link in the description.
One of the biggest surprises with the Shelby is like just how easy it is to live with every day. Despite having, 700 horsepower or whatever, it doesn't feel twitchy or hard to drive on the street. It's actually kind of a pussycat.
If you detune the exhaust, detune the suspension, maybe into comfort setting, you can comfortably use it as an everyday car. And I have done, I've taken my 4-year-old daughter to school in it regularly and she absolutely loves it. It's a proper sports car, and I think just how well it handles, particularly on the limit, has been a real eye-opener.
I think this GT500 is still crazy loud, and it's something that I would struggle with starting up every morning in a quiet neighborhood. But in terms of actually driving the car, it's actually a pretty nice car to drive.
What am I going to miss about the Shelby? Certainly not the fuel economy. Cannot overstate that enough.
I will just miss how much fun it is to drive.
It's just such a hooligan.
It makes me giddy thinking about how that thing accelerates, how it stops, how it turns.
I'll miss my little daughter's excitement every time I brought it home and picked her up from school and she heard the exhaust.
The Shelby's powertrain really set that car apart from kind of anything else on the road. You can talk about the Challenger Hellcat all day and it's got a supercharged Hemi and blah, blah, blah. It didn't drive like the Shelby did.
It's just so good. It's such an honest car. That's the one thing that this generation of Mustang has done so well, is that you never have to explain to people why you bought it. If you just look at the car, everybody knows what it's for. The fact that ours is orange makes it even more clear. This car is just here to go fast and have fun.
And so I'm gonna miss that because I don't think there's a whole lot more cars, new cars coming out that are gonna be anything like the Shelby.
Ford has just kept making the car better and stronger and more powerful. And I think it's a testament to how strong the brand is and how important the vehicle is that Ford continues to build it and just make it better. The Camaro has been discontinued, the Challenger has been discontinued, but the Ford Mustang is still good enough to recommend.
So I think the perfect garage of the future is something like a Shelby GT500 and then an EV as your everyday car alongside it. I can't imagine myself, certainly my generation, wanting to give up the sheer thrill of driving a kind of noisy, visceral internal combustion engine vehicle. So I think whatever happens in the future, and there's no doubt we will go down an electric route, I think I'll always have something like that tucked away in my garage.
It's fitting that we don't really call this thing a Mustang. If you ask anyone in the office, everyone calls it a Shelby or a GT500, and that's because it's not a Mustang. It's a thoroughbred. It is born and bred to go fast and to go far. In our fleet, we've had more expensive cars, we've had faster cars, but I would wager to say that we haven't had anything that's really felt as special as it does. Our fleet is changing, just like the cars that people buy are changing. And right now it's becoming more and more electric. When you're in an EV for a few weeks, it was just so refreshing to get out of something that's silent and get into basically the loudest car possible. It was like a palate cleanser. It was an ode to internal combustion that I don't really think will happen much anymore, and that makes it even more special. We're gonna miss her. For reasons sentimental, for reasons performance, for reasons just when you would cold start it in the garage, you could hear it in the office. Yeah, I hope we get another one.
I think when we bought this Shelby, we thought it would probably be the last of the era. But then, unlike Dodge and Chevy, Ford's kind of recommitted to the Mustang, which means there will be another GT500. It hasn't been confirmed, but let's face it, there's gonna be another Shelby. And it will probably have even more power. And I can't wait. Can we justify the budget to buy another one? Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, ultimately, we buy these cars if there is enough interest in them. So if you think we should buy another, tell us below. And I can't wait. Can we justify the budget to buy one? We're gonna have to work on that.
I mean, you're gonna have to work on that. Me, I'm just gonna hopefully get to drive it. Just say yes.
Can we justify the budget to buy one? Let's hope so.
Come on. Come on.